Welcome back to my stream. I'm DragonLoon. Today we are going to be continuing to work on our new factory, where last time we had set up the automation for iron plates and iron rods, and we had unlocked also coal power. And today we're going to be continuing with that. So, off camera, before I started this recording, I took some time to set up a little bit of automation, and let me take you through it. So, over here, I have put together automation for reinforced iron plates. And what I did was I set up my production lines for regular iron plates, as well as for screws, which is what is required for the reinforced iron plates right here. Now, I also took the time to split off a little bit of regular iron plates from this one constructor here, just so that I can have a little bit of a backstock, because we can always use iron plates. I then set up the production line for my rotors, and doing so, I set up 3 constructors to produce screws, and split a little bit of those off to go all the way over there. And also my iron rods here, because the rotors require iron rods as well as screws, and looking at that, I actually need to set up a second constructor for iron rods. So let's go ahead and take the time to do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, so sorry about that. So now that I have that set up, so what I did was I set up a second constructor for iron rods, and I actually split that off so that I can send some of it back to a storage container way over there, just so that I have a backup of that as well. And then I merged the other half of that line in with another line of just straight iron rods to go into my assembler to create the rotors. And of course I have a container over here to pick those up, as well as a container over here for the reinforced iron plates. Alright, so the only thing that I have not done yet is I have not turned all of this on. So let's go ahead and fire this up and see how everything functions. And here we go. Aha! I almost forgot. I disconnected the power way over here. So I need to put that back on. That was my mistake. Alright. There we go. Everything should be on. And we see a bunch of flashing yellow lights because it doesn't have the components needed. And let's go over here and watch some of this happen. Oh, and I'm getting caught. So sorry about that. Now I think I need to actually pull a shard out of here. Yes, I have too much coming out of there. Alright, so we'll drop that down. And now it's splitting perfectly. Excellent. And everything there is functioning. And now we have screws being produced. And you see how the screws are coming across here and being stored. But for some reason, we're not getting our iron rods. So let's go take a look. That would be because I do not have that one connected to power. Because again, I forgot to connect this up. But that's an easy fix right there. And voila! We have iron rods being produced. And we have rotors being produced. And over here we have reinforced iron plates being produced. The only thing that I was not able to set up was the automation for the modular frames. But at this point in time, I'm more concerned with getting the resources needed to start building the base under the map and actually finding that. But right now we have everything set up to be able to produce enough power, as well as produce the basic components required. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create one of these tractors. But thinking about that, in order to power the tractor, I need coal, which is way over there. So I think for the purpose of exploration, I'm just going to move on foot. So, if we look at our map, which is not available right now because we don't have it, but if we look at our map over here, and I do have to say that I did find a new map program, I should say, which I will link that in the description below. This interactive map is really nice because you can grab your save files, or your save file, and drop it in here, and when it refreshes, it will show you your entire base. You can zoom all the way in, and you can see all of your buildings, and all of your power poles, and all your connections, and you can see exactly where everything is. But if we zoom back out, I was reading up on how Total Eclipse had gotten underneath the map, and he mentioned that there was a cave that allowed clipping to get underneath the map, and it was near a waterfall. I believe that that's either right in here or right in here. And another really good thing about this new map is it has a new overlay, which is a realistic overlay, although it is a work in progress. Some of the areas are still the older overlays. But if we look at that, you can see that this area right in here does in fact have a waterfall. So, I think that that is where we're going to go exploring first. And once I have found the requisite cave, we will come back and we will continue with building underneath the map to enable trains, which I discovered recently just came out on the experimental branch finally. So hopefully by the time we get up to tier 6, which is where the trains are unlocked, they will be out on the early access branch. But until then, let's go exploring for that cave, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I was able to find that cave that Total Eclipse was talking about, and I was correct. It is down here near this small waterfall, and I was even able to build a small path down, so let's go take a look. Right down here in this little tiny cave here. I'm not sure if the devs forgot to finish it or what, but it allows you to clip under the map. This is going to be really awesome. One thing that I haven't tried testing yet, because I didn't bring any resources to do so, all I brought was a bunch of concrete for foundations, is I want to see if it would be possible to put a conveyor lift up through that hole, I guess you could say, to bring resources down under the map. And if that is in fact the case, that is going to be really, really awesome, because it's going to allow us to be able to build these highways under the map for the train, and then bring the resources under the map instead of across the top of the map, allowing the train to then carry all of the resources to the requisite areas. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to continue building this walkway, I guess you could say, over towards where we have our hub currently, and then I'm going to see if it is possible to bring those resources down through the map using a conveyor lift. So, we'll see when I come back. Alright, so after building a pathway all the way back to where we started the initial base, and then running back, getting some resources, coming back here, I decided to do a little test run in a patch really close to a patch of open area really close to the cave entrance, and this is the results. And as you can see, the conveyor elevator is definitely sticking through the ground. Now, I also just did a quick test, and you can, if you grab the conveyor elevator and start from the ground level, you can actually go down through the ground as well. And then if we run back down here, we will see that that conveyor elevator actually clipped through the soil. Now, I'm not sure why the devs have certain areas where the rock face continues to go all the way down through, and certain areas where it doesn't. But as you can see, that conveyor elevator is down where we could potentially attach another conveyor elevator to it and continue bringing it down, like so. Alright, so that means that it will be possible to bring raw resources underneath the map and use down here for all our trains. And I think that this nice wide open space over here is going to be perfect for setting up a mega base. Because, I mean, seriously, look at this. We can fill all of this with foundations, and we've got space for days. So, what I will do is I will work on bringing all of our production down below the map, including our power generation, and then work on setting up the automation. Now, where I'm going to move our space elevator to is out here in the center, because of course it has to get to the sky somehow. So I might try putting it down in that giant open area, but if it doesn't allow it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in this area here with foundations, and we're just going to plop that space elevator down right here in the center and have it going straight up into the sky. We might even have to put our hub right here, but that's no big deal. Alright, well, as always, if you enjoyed this very, very short, brief video, please give me a thumbs up and a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. That way you don't miss any more videos. Until next time, stay frosty out there.